Hello, everyone. We are here with the ACPE Board today. Welcome to Plugged In, blah, 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 blah. I hope this mic is working like this. I didn't click the test to record that time. It didn't click, so I ended up recording, so we're going to have to join again here in a minute. Hello, ACPE. Welcome to episode 12 of the Plugged In podcast. It's a little bit different today as the board is together in person at our fall conference planning retreat. And Mark will be joining us a little bit after the intro. And we have a new setup. So you're going to see us with the cool wireless mic like on the Subway Takes videos on TikTok and Reels. And we still have friends with us. That part's the same. So as we start this episode, I'm going to introduce Anu from ClassLink, one of our ACPE friends and partners, and let her take it away as the sponsor of this episode. Thanks, Anu, for being with us, and I'm going to hand over the mic and get the video repositioned.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rachel. I'm excited to be here. ACPE is one of my favorite conferences of the year. ClassLink has been a huge supporter of ACPE for nearly 10 years, and for good reasons. The conference is so special. You get to have these meaningful conversations with districts, really understand their needs, and let's be honest, you get to have a little fun in a very beautiful setting too. I remember my very first ACPE conference. It was 2018. So the first morning, vendors and districts get to spend a little bit of time getting to know each other and having a little fun. I ended up on a bocce ball team, and I think we actually came in second. I think North Shore was this team to beat.
I remember that year, and I probably have you in the photo set from that year.
It was so much fun. Gorgeous day. It was so much fun. I love it, and that's the thing that about ACPE. It's where real relationships are built. And because you can talk about tech, you can talk about strategy, student outcomes, but you can also talk about those moments that make ACPE community so unique. And so today I want to talk directly to all of you technology leaders out there in schools and districts, the people that work tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure students and teachers can log in, learn, and thrive without hitting technical roadblocks. Now, I have a question for the two of you. If I said the word ClassLink, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
We're going to give the mic to Josh to say hello because he's been hiding off camera so far, and we'll let him take the first answer.
Well, I'm already a customer, so spoiler alert, it means a lot to my little districts. It's a one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a quick and easy rostering service, right? But there's so much more behind it than that. And I'll let you tell the folks about that if you like, or I can go on.
Josh, even though you were with us for episode 10, just 2 episodes ago, will you reintroduce yourself for everyone listening?
I'm Josh Kessiker, Technology Coordinator up at Wallowa County ESD. I am not Mark, but I will play him on video today until he gets here.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us, Josh.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, so for a lot of you that are listening, I think a lot of you think that ClassLink is just about single sign-on and rostering. And you wouldn't be wrong. But here's the thing. If that's still what you think ClassLink is all about, you haven't looked at us for a long time. And let me tell you, you're going to want to take a second look. Think about how much your world has changed in the last few years. The number of apps, the security requirements, the regulations, the pressure to do more with less. And technology leaders like you aren't just solving login issues anymore. You're being asked to streamline systems, cut costs, protect student data, and somehow still provide a seamless learning experience. And ClassLink has grown right alongside those challenges. Yes, we still deliver the gold standard in SSO and rostering, but that's just the beginning. And so let's start with account provisioning. As you mentioned, OneSync is the tool. And I know a lot of districts out there and ESDs absolutely love OneSync. And so because for a long time, creating and managing accounts has been one of the most tedious, time-consuming, and risk-prone jobs for ITs. You're juggling spreadsheets, your scripts, and custom connectors just to make sure every student and staff member has the right access at the right time. And so ClassLink automates that process, and we do it really, really well with our OneSync solution. From the moment a student enrolls in your SIS to the day a teacher moves to a new role or you need instant access for a contractor, accounts are automatically provisioned, updated, and often more importantly, removed. Because I know a lot of districts, they do a good job with onboarding, but it's that offboarding is the challenge. And so this means that there are fewer help desk tickets, fewer security risks, and way less time spent on manual processes. And it's really about giving you time back, time to focus on strategy instead of spreadsheets, and with a partnership that promotes interoperability. And so reclaiming that time that was previously spent on managing multiple tools from multiple providers. Now let's talk about apps. How many requests do you get a month from teachers asking, can we try this app?
Well, my teachers now know they're not asking about trying an app. They say, can I get this in my Launchpad? Can I get a form and a process added to my Launchpad? You know, Launchpad is the one-stop shop once they're signed in. And so it allows them to get through to whatever the app might be. And their kids are already there. That whole section of third grade ELA is already in their curriculum software. They just tap the thing and off they go.
Good. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And so when there are looking at some of the newer apps, we know that the new apps request means vetting, evaluating, and asking those hard questions. First of all, doesn't it integrate? Is it secure? And does it comply with policy? And that's why we introduced our new tool called AppTrack to streamline that app vetting process. With ClassLink, you can evaluate apps quickly, check vendor agreements, and seeing how it's being used before you say yes. It helps you move faster while keeping control and protecting your district. So instead of being the department of no, you get to be the department of yes and safely. And of course, no conversation about IT in schools today is complete without security. You're dealing with constant threats, such as phishing attempts, ransomware, and the never-ending pressure to safeguard sensitive information. And so that's why ClassLink has invested heavily on security tools built for K. And so with one of our newer tools, Threat Scan, it automatically scans the dark web for compromised usernames and passwords linked to your school district. If a breach is found, you're alerted so you can force password resets, lock down access, and stay ahead of those cyber attack threats. So it's like having a spotlight to find those weak points and act on it before an attacker does. And with DataGuard, you gain control over the PII that's being shared with third-party vendors, especially with vendors that don't actually need it. DataGuard allows you to mask key fields like names and classes, emails, and birth dates. And it's a way to ensure that the right data gets passed along, minimizing risk and keeping your district compliant. So security isn't just about stopping the bad guys. It's really about building that trust with your community. Parents and staff want to know that you're doing everything possible to keep student data safe. ClassLink helps you do exactly that. So if the last time you looked at ClassLink was 5 years ago or 2 years ago or even a year ago, it's time to revisit what we can do for your district or ESD. We're no longer just solving login problems. We're helping you provision accounts, vet apps, and protect your most valuable data. And we've grown into a full platform designed to reduce friction, improve security, and ultimately make your work as a technology leader more manageable. Because here's the truth, IT isn't just about technology, it's about enabling learning. Every minute you save, every risk you prevent, every process you simplify, that's more time and energy that can go toward what really matters, students and teachers. So here's my ask. If you're an IT leader who hasn't taken a serious look at ClassLink in a while, let's change that. Explore what's new, talk to us, see how districts like yours are saving time, cutting costs, and strengthening their security posture with tools that were built specifically for education. So I really appreciate the thank you for letting me join you today. So again, my name is Anucho Kennan. I am the Senior Director of Instructional Technology for ClassLink, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Rachel.
Anu, thank you so much. I'm going to reposition the camera a little bit. Again, this is a little different, and Mark Elliott just walked through the door, so we're going to get his laptop connected in a few minutes. Anu, I had lost a little bit of track of all that's been added to ClassLink in the past couple of years. So I learned a lot in these 10 minutes, and ACPE and our community really appreciate your support, long-term support now. And then, especially today, support on the Plugged In podcast. Mark, get over here. Say hi. Well, Anu's still in the frame.
I was so excited. Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, Mark.
Sorry, I just got here. Give me a minute.
Yep, we're going to get this all stitched together. Okay, come on in the middle, Steve. So
Okay.
I think we don't need this.
Okay, cool.
Oh, this is weird. Oh, yes.
Oh, well, or maybe,
Let's see.
yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, that's even better because I can't see me, so I won't be captivated by myself.
So we need. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So welcome, Steve, our current president for our. Well, we'll let you share what the theme of our conference is this year.
Yes.
I think that would be pretty great. But we're here at the Cedar Brick Lodge right now doing our ACPE Board retreat, and just thought we would take an opportunity to introduce all of our board members and the committees that we do and share a little bit about the conference.
And Steve, before you kind of take it away, as we started today, it is this idea that this is the kickoff meeting for the conference planning. And so we've had this great day already, being a high-functioning board, and really made a lot of progress. And I'm so excited for you to tell everyone what the theme is.
And I'm curious, how many people have asked you?
A lot.
I've had a lot.
Yes.
Like a lot
Yes.
of people have said, just tell us.
Like probably more than 100, less than 1,000.
I don't think my number's that high. I don't know that I know that many.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as Rachel said, we today kicked off a day and a half of board work. And that work is really getting us set for the 2026 conference. And the theme of the 2026 conference, ACPE conference, is going to be Believe It. So when you think of the word believe, you might think about a recent show, Ted Lasso, right? And there was a lot of leadership learning in there. It was, of course, a highly entertaining show. But the reason we chose Believe It is we want to be thinking about how much our work matters. It doesn't matter the district you're in. It doesn't matter the role you're in. The work that we do is critical for students learning. It's critical to set them up for futures, to be citizens and contribute to our society. Our work is important. Your work is important. And so we wanted Believe It to be that theme that would get us thinking about just how much our work matters and how important our work is. So really excited to share the theme this year.
I mean, I can't agree anymore. I mean, you hear me say it all the time. I truly believe that our membership supports each other in such a way that it's evident. Like, we are not here for just our schools and our students. We're here for each other and to lift up all the kids, in Oregon and Washington and around. So it's awesome.
I'm so excited. Yes.
It's going to be a wonderful conference.
And the most important one is that human connection that we have to the work we do and the people we serve and colleagues that we work with and connect with, like at ACP.
Absolutely.
So this past year, we got our shine on in the evenings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of had the daytime to evening transition, sparkles and dancing and lots of activities in terms of the included theme. What are you thinking for Believe It?
Well, and I kind of teased it a few minutes ago. Ted Lasso was a wonderful show. And if you've not seen it, I'd encourage you to see it. I've watched it a couple of times. Central to Ted Lasso was that idea of believe and believe it. And that's so cute.
Sparkles.
And so what the evening's going to be, we have an opportunity to kind of create, if you think about that show, there were some really iconic themes and landscapes in there. Everything from
Maze
Bar, the stadium, that street that where you saw the phone booth and the kids playing soccer. There's just so many ideas of recreating kind of that Ted Lasso feel in the evening. And so I think we're going to be exploring what that looks like.
Yeah. I think you left off karaoke bar.
Karaoke bar.
The karaoke night.
Oh, that's right.
Where you got to see Rebecca really.
Oh,
She
that's
got-
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always go to, and this is going to be my drift into the tree houses. You got to see the episode where Beard goes to the weird club with the fans, and he wears the lady's boyfriend's pants. That are like, I have the shiny pants.
Okay, Mark, we would like people to register for the conference before we tell them this part.
That was one of my favorite episodes. It was
Mine too, actually.
It was so
Highly
fun.
entertaining.
That'll just
The whole
Right.
series. The
Yeah.
whole series. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful.
I'm so
Can't
excited.
wait to get to May and celebrate.
Yes. I think about be a goldfish, and the idea of that work that we do also, where there are times in tech where we can't do things fast enough and get everyone the help that they need every single day. And that idea of like walking out and not carrying that with us too long, and like be a goldfish, have a short memory on it, come back the next day, believe in the work we do. There's so many elements of that show that'll line up with this theme.
Yeah. And it'd be wonderful.
It's going to be great.
I'm excited for the sessions, quite honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we'll get more of a draw of maybe leadership topics than typical. Lots of how to coach. I mean, it's a lot of coaching.
Yes.
How do you lead your staff? And that's kind of a soft spot for me. So I'm very excited.
Wonderful. Thanks for leading our meeting this weekend and for your work as the president and picking an amazing conference theme.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Really looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Steve, we're going to call up some colleagues of yours to talk
Fantastic.
about some of our sponsors and things that are cooking as we head into conference season.
All right. Well, hi once again, Rachel.
Hi, Mark.
We're back. We're back.
We did musical chairs
We
during
did.
the break.
And now we have Kevin and Bob. And Kevin and Bob are talking about their committee, which is
the Sponsor Partnerships Committee.
Awesome. Break it down for us.
So the primary work of the Sponsor Partnerships Committee is really just managing the value that ACPE brings its sponsors, and then the value that the sponsors bring our members. So we do that through a variety of mechanisms. ACPE is blessed to have really loyal sponsors. I've been coming since the late 90s, and I believe some of our sponsors still exist from back then. But we just heard from Anu earlier that ClassLink's been with us since 2015, I think. So 10 years. So we really want to make sure that we're honoring that, and to have sponsors invest in an organization like ours for that long, it doesn't happen by accident. So we really put a lot of effort and thought into how we manage and bring value to the sponsors.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely true. I mean, we talk about it in the podcast all the time that the people who we've spoken to about sponsoring just the episode, they always ask us, what should I say? And I say you should talk about how you are not just somebody who's paying money to come to a conference, but you're part of the conference, because our sponsors have always been part of the conference. And, they participate with us and they meet with us and they listen and they get as much value as we do. So I think it's absolutely correct.
Kevin, can you talk a little bit about the sponsor process in terms of, is it just in a month or two we open up a sponsor registration and people decide if they want to come to sponsor ACPE, or is it a longer term process?
Well, it's a longer term process because we actually open up spots early in the year, soon after the previous conference. And every year we have sponsors on a list ready to go. And so we're very fortunate that we have, like I said, such loyal sponsors that are seeing value. I consistently hear from vendors that I work with how ACPE is one of their favorite places. And it's because it's different. It's not just a sales pitch. It's not just a booth in a big, empty showroom. It's creating an environment for people to talk and for sponsors to really help us understand their products and services. I mean, we can't do our job as IT people without their products and services. And so for us to really understand that and build that relationship with them is so important. As an example, Wednesday afternoon at the conference every year, we dedicate the entire afternoon to sponsor showcases and sessions where they can go into depth and explain their product. And hopefully, in most cases, a district can partner with them and explain how they are using their product and service. And so it helps us to really understand both sides, what the vendor and sponsor brings, but then how it's really being used. And that builds that trust of that we really can rely on their products and services. So it's an important relationship building time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think some of my favorite moments at ACPE have been when I've come home with a solution that I didn't know existed because there was a district plus sponsor session on Wednesday afternoon. They used to be back in the garages, right, when we were at the resort. And I would not realize there was something that was out there already, and happened to sit down at lunch and heard North Shore or Auburn or Beaverton or Bend talking about what solution they had brought in-house to solve this problem. And I walked out feeling like, that just saved me like 80 hours of research and phone calls and demos and talking.
Huge.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The other thing I'd say, as far as bringing value, is the feedback we get. We ask both our attendees, our members, and our sponsors to give us feedback every year. And we really take that seriously. We look at that. I mean, we were looking at that today and in our work. And every year we end up tweaking and making changes because we really want the best experience for both our sponsors and our attendees. So we're always tweaking, the timing of sessions and the evening events and the location and layout and the way we bring people together through the gamification and tickets and that. So that's something we take very seriously.
And one of the questions we ask our attendees is, do you recommend anybody that we should reach out to? So while we appreciate our loyal sponsors, we also want to make sure that we're bringing new products and services and exposing our members to new opportunities. Like you just mentioned, Rachel, hey, I didn't know that product existed. And for me, when I was in a purchasing role, I would take Mark's, Rachel's, Kevin's word over any research that I did.
Exactly.
Somebody using the product. So I always appreciated that.
And those Wednesday sessions they didn't used to be that popular, and now they're packed.
Yeah.
They are packed. It is crazy.
Because we really do need to know about these products and services. I mean, we have to.
Yeah.
And so it's such a valuable.
Just makes me have to finish the golf tournament faster.
When we moved from sales pitches to problem solution presentations.
And for me, it is that listening to the district team, because I think I trust and I know the experience of ACPE is that if a district doesn't like a product, they're not going to stand up in ACPE at the conference with that vendor and talk about how it's solved something. They'll do a polite, thanks but no thanks if asked. And oftentimes it's actually the district telling the vendor partner of theirs, become a sponsor so that we can tell this story in a more formal way that we've talked about on the email list or the Discord. And it is, I like stealing like an artist.
Absolutely.
And ACPE is my favorite place to do it, especially on Wednesday afternoons.
And we have a lot of sponsors that do listen to the podcast. We've been hearing that quite a bit. Is there any advice for them? I know our platinum level sells out very fast, but we have 2 other levels. I think we opened up deposits.
They can deposit now. So get on the list.
Yes, we already have quite a few spots filled. And so the thing that we can do is get the details on how many spots are available yet at each level. But I do know the diamond and the platinum fill up pretty quickly because those are large financial commitments for those organizations. And they are some of our longer term groups that like to come back each year, so they get it in their pipeline fast. And as you mentioned earlier, that invitation and initial deposit happens the week after the prior year's conference, and the deposits come in pretty quickly. And then we pick back up again starting around now, between now and December, on really locking in the list and getting them connected with the event manager that helps deck out those rooms and those activities that we do in the evening.
Another thing I'd share with the sponsors is reach out to some of your customers in Oregon, Washington, and start brainstorming what session would be valuable to bring, and make sure that you get that submitted as we start to approach the conference.
That's a great pickup on those Wednesday afternoon sessions we've been talking about. Yes.
The other thing I'd say is just embrace the theme, have fun.
Absolutely.
Have fun, because that's really what creates that informal, casual relationship that doesn't feel like this hard sales pitch environment. It is casual and easy to talk to, and you're enjoying yourself rather than just about making a sale. So
Absolutely.
Go easy on the hooliganism.
And I envision walking in Wednesday evening or Thursday evening and like a sea of football scarves, Adidas tracksuits, and football/American soccer, right, outfits. And what a gift if you were a sponsor who has to like dress up in a 3-piece business suit for some of the tech conferences that you attend. And we're like, come to ACPE and wear your tracksuit.
We all got our ball have some stashes.
Oh my gosh, mustaches.
Glasses on.
Mustaches everywhere. Yes.
I love it.
I think I'm going to be Roy Kent and just come in like all black.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay.
You got to ramp up your language use a little.
No, not really. It's already well practiced. I'll just have to, turn it on at the conference.
Now you got me thinking. Okay.
Bob and Kevin, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
you very much.
Yeah, thank you for taking the lead on those sponsor relationships and coordinating the process and the routine. And thanks for being part of the Plugged In podcast this time.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thanks for doing this podcast.
Of course, we're
Awesome.
having fun,
It's a blast.
learning a lot,
I
and
love it.
laughing
Yes.
a lot.
Do we want to loop back? We didn't do introductions.
Dumbass moment number 9. If
We've
anybody's
never done it-
counting.
We've never done it live.
We didn't do it for Steve either. Not a full introduction. CIO here.
Okay.
Or we can just leave it and
No.
people will figure out who we are.
Bob, why don't you say hello for those watching and listening and introduce yourself?
And then
Beyond
we'll spin this one to Kevin
Yeah.
so it gets a close up.
Or the other one. Say hello and an introduction, and we may not cut this part. Maybe the introduction after the talking segment. We might get an explicit rating for me saying dumbass a couple times now, though.
Yeah, so I'm happy to be here. So I'm Bob Silva. I'm currently the Chief Human Resources Officer for Salem Keizer Public Schools. And you may be asking why an HR guy is on the ACPE podcast. But if you've been listening to the podcast, you may understand why we needed our own HR person on board. So,
Rachel's inappropriate language.
used to be the CIO and then Chief Operations Officer for Salem Keizer. So, I don't want to lose touch with this community. So I've been part of ACPE since, I think, 97 and on the board since 2011. So these are my people. So I don't want to lose that.
Beautiful, Bob. Kevin doesn't use inappropriate language.
My name is Kevin Johnson. I'm the Director of Technology for the Fife School District. We're a smaller district tucked in between Tacoma and Puyallup and Federal Way in the Puget Sound area. I have been on the board since, I think, we were talking 2017, I think. But I have also been attending ACPE. Bob said you said 97. I think I was maybe 98, my first ACPE.
I mean, I think we were pretty
was close.
close. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we were pretty
I was
close.
still a teacher, actually. I taught science, and I was starting to get into technology. So the director of technology at that time kind of took me under his wing and said, hey, I want you to come to this conference with me. So he brought me to ACPE back in the day. But it's been by far the most important professional development and growth for me in my role. The relationships and being on the board has just been an incredible experience to be able to have both the formal work and just the informal time to spend time with you all and learn about our roles together. Thank you.
Agreed. Thank you.
Well, technically, you're the chair of that committee.
Yeah, but I really wasn't paying attention like you were, so I'm going to
I
let
have
you
notes.
go ahead and do it.
Well, we can joke about what a bad idea that might be.
I mean, it's all a bad idea, Josh.
We already are joking about what a bad idea that is because we didn't stop rolling.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, we're back. This time to talk about prizes and giveaways, one of everybody's favorite things that we do at ACPE. With us.
Where's Lori?
I'm with Pat.
Okay, well,
Okay. So Josh, hello again. Everybody, this is Josh Kessiker, Wallowa County and ACPE Board back with us, full and double duty today.
so this time, Rachel did not let Josh introduce himself because she introduced him for him.
I did.
Like the trifecta of like post-introduction, pre-introduction, and then you third-party introduced.
Yes, we're mixing it up.
There you go.
Well, Mark, you're actually chairing the committee, which, for better or for worse, but it's not just prizes, right?
Whistle!
But it's also prizes and like evening activities, right?
That's right.
And so I just got put on the committee today, but that was part of it is, I've been doing the fox hunt, as an extra little activity thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who might be new or never been, the conference kind of has like a gamified experience. This is kind of new. Like it was overwhelming when I attended the first year. And so by interacting with vendors, you get tickets. And so those tickets can be spent on prizes. We have prizes, we have giveaways. And so we'll have a store as usual, and there will be apparel, of course, with a sports theme this year. We're not announcing anything in this podcast, so if that's what you do.
I mean, it's not going to be much of a stretch to kind of figure out
Right.
what's going to be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
We heard mustaches in the prior segment.
No promises, but we did hear.
Bring my own.
We did hear feedback on the bingo cards. We're not going to have those sloppy dog. We'll figure something else.
Sloppy daubers.
Yeah, sloppy daubers.
Sloppy daubers.
Sounds like a sports team.
It sure does. The sloppy dauber mud hens.
So we'll figure out something else for that, and then you go around and you punch it out, and you can enter those for a prize. Typically, with our evening activities, there's music, there's dancing, trivia. The fox hunt will be back, perhaps with some new twists.
Yay.
There are also these fish bowls that you can put tickets in for specific prizes, right? So
Is that new?
for
Done
those
that
who
before?
don't know, that's well, sometimes they were hard to find back at the mountain, to be fair.
Yes.
So if you really want to put all your tickets in because you really want that Lego set or piece of tech, right?
Mhm.
There's usually some pretty nice pieces of tech in there. So that will continue. And we often get items donated by sponsors. And so those will be used as prizes throughout, or at the end, we draw badges for prizes and whatnot.
So I do have a question
Yeah.
about that. And this is probably a question for Steve. Are we going to let Alan come back to do the raffle at the end with Joe on the stage?
Well, I think he is more than welcome. And that scene lives in my head
Gentlemen,
as a moment of joy.
Does
Of
it
the
pay
two
rent?
of them pulling those rockers up, those camp chairs up, and Alan saying, "Fellas,
oh, fellas, that's what it was. Fellas.
let me tell you." Yes, it was great. So if I have a vote, Alan is welcome back, but he probably has like a real grown-up adult job now.
Unlike some other lucky people, because they're not grown-up jobs. But anyway, so we got some new faces on the committee, and so we're hoping to bring some fresh ideas to bear, improve things for the future.
Yes, we'll be working with Melissa and the Intermountain team again for the store. We'll be filling that full of fun stuff. We know it's a favorite always.
Yes.
And we're trying to have a variety of things that will appeal to people. So continue down
That won't
that.
be the only way to get prizes and swag and things.
No, we have
We have ideas.
other tricks up our
Plans.
sleeve.
For sure.
Yes.
But yes, the giveaways are always fun at ACPE. I think we have a little thought to put into how we want to do our kind of swag bag and how we theme that with our Believe It theme this year.
We're in the early stages of this part. It gets exciting to make the dream list. Yes.
It's also fun.
Thanks to the two of you for making sure that people kind of have those delightful moments. The Legos have been a huge hit the past few years. The Fender guitar during the Rocket year. And then there was another set last year as well. It was continued, so it'll be interesting to see what we find
Maybe
this
we
year.
should do like a little vote in the Discord or something for an item for fish bowls. And whatever
Ooh.
wins, that's the item.
I like that idea.
I mean, we might have to have a limit on what it would
I'm
be.
going for a Maserati, not
Well,
the
we
Lego version.
propose, do you want this, this, or this? And the one with the most votes is the thing we get for the prize.
Yeah, but what if it's a Maserati?
I
You
see
don't.
no issues
You
with
make
that.
the list. You don't have to put that on the list. As much as you might want to, Mark. We
I'm
can't
going to do whatever
afford that.
Rachel says.
I'm going to make sure that we recorded that moment and use it in strategic opportunities for the
When-
rest of my life.
When wouldn't I do whatever you say?
Well, like most days that we're on microphones together, actually.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm really excited to be part of this committee, though. This was, I think, if you've been to the conference for many years, you've gotten many. Like, we were sitting with Lori today, and Lori and I were talking about the Timbuktu messenger bag. Do you remember that?
I still have it.
still have it. She
I
still has
wasn't around
hers.
back then.
It's
so.
a seriously good bag.
It is an amazing bag. And she was like, I never use it. And I'm like, I don't either, but I still have it. It's in my closet. And it's a very high quality bag.
I actually use it to store some of the other ACPE things that I don't use as much. It is the storage bag for those things. So because they're things I'm not giving away, or I pretty much keep everything, but that bag has the stuff that's least used in it as a storage container.
I was going to say, do we need an ACPE gear swap? For people who aren't using something, they can bring it in and swap it with something
And you
else
get
or
some
somebody.
bonus tickets or something.
Ooh.
That's a brilliant idea.
Sorry, I
Josh.
just thought of that. I'm like,
An
if you're not
ACPE
using
gear
it,
swap.
this awesome thing,
It's like REI almost.
Yeah, or like a ski swap, or
Wait, can I bring skis? Perfect.
You're good to go.
Perfect.
Yes.
Anybody want any skis? I got some good beginner skis.
Okay, you two, parting
Right.
thoughts on activities, prizes, fish bowls.
Oh, I wish I could dump out and promise all the wonderful ideas I have, but there's got to be some suspense.
Okay. So we'll say stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Thanks for hopping back in the chair, Josh.
Yeah.
And for being AV elbow partner support.
Yes.
What committee is coming up next?
I believe it is the program committee. So we're going to do transition break again and try not to knock over the tables and the cords and the microphones and laptops.
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll get out of the way.
Thank you.
Well, hi, Ellen and Makoa. We're learning each segment about how to do a podcast today in real time with lots of things going on. And you've been heckling in the background. And so let's take a moment and do this right on our final try. Why don't you say hello, introduce yourselves?
Sure. Thank you. I'm excited to join you. I'm Ellen Dorr, the Chief of Technology and Strategic Initiatives for the Renton School District, and I have been on the board of ACPE since the spring of 2023.
Excellent. And you're here representing which committee?
Actually, two committees. I think Makoa and I are going to talk about both the program committee and the scholarship committee, because we want to mention some exciting things about the scholarship.
Excellent. And hi, Makoa.
Hi.
Welcome.
I'm Makoa Jacobson, the IT director at ESD 112. So for those who don't know, there's 9 ESDs in Washington. We all have numbers. 112 is the ESD in Vancouver, which means when we go to Skamania, you're in my service region.
Excellent. All right. So program and scholarships.
Well, we're the talkers, so I told you the risk of trying to do this with me on Saturday.
So our program, what exactly is the ACPE program when we say program? Let's start there.
So the program usually talks about a keynote around the theme, and then we've got the sessions that everybody submits and puts together and whatnot. So the keynote is typically handled by the president, but for the program committee, it's reviewing and putting together that session list that you all as the community submit to us. And those sessions are super important, and I think it's one of the, if not the most valuable thing of ACPE, is our peers doing their thing, presenting to their peers of stuff that they do. It's absolutely cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely cool. Absolutely.
In the application or the call for proposals for this year, we've added a question that connects to the theme, so we can make sure that people are thinking about how to build that into what they're proposing. And then part of what we did as program committee today was to review feedback from last year and really look for those trends and themes. One thing we noted is a few folks mentioned the keynote. It would be helpful. Like, it's great to hear something that's sort of outside of our realm a little bit, but making sure that there's still that direct connection to being, in education technology, so that the audience is like, okay, I know why this is for me, or I know how to connect to this. One of the other things we noted in the feedback was maybe Friday could wrap a little earlier and to not have 2 keynotes. So we're adjusting to 1 keynote on Friday, so people are going to be able to stay for the exciting raffle and get the great prizes, but then get back out on the road and not get stuck in all the Friday afternoon traffic to wherever they are headed. So we've made that adjustment based on feedback. Another thing we saw in the feedback was looking at making sure that if we have some cybersecurity sessions or AI sessions, that they're not all at the same time, kind of spreading those out a little bit more. Not that we don't do that already. We are really paying attention to, do we have the range of different things that people would want? Do we have, enough in different categories? But then just really ensuring that people would be able to attend lots of different things and not miss something if we've stacked too much.
Absolutely. What's the process look like if I have an idea? Do you have a sense of the timeline this year and what the process will look like for me, either writing it up on a single thing that I'm just doing myself or gathering a group of friends?
We're going to be sending out a save the date, I think, November. We'll send out the call for proposals early December. Those will close at the end of January, and then we'll begin our review process. The big categories would be technical, instructional, and leadership. Although we're open to other ideas, you can work on it with other folks or individually. And then as a committee, we review all of the submissions to look for variety of content, variety of styles, think take session, PML, etc. And then looking at representation. So making sure we do have small district, rural, sort of different things that would be relevant for different folks who attend.
And then the big thing is, get your session accepted, you get priority for a registration that you're not with everybody else trying to register. So getting a session in, that rule will still apply this year. So
that's right. That was an important part of process last year when the year before sold out so quickly. And I know that I think the number of presentations submitted increased, which is always good. But then also people's stress level decreased, and the registration process behind the scenes for Corey and the event management team, really it helped by being able to stage those folks who were going to get their email ahead of the full open date on the registration. So I'm excited for another year. It's always hard to pick out the sessions because there are so many in each time slot that I think, yes. Anything else we should know about that process or what your hopes are for this year before we also get to talk about scholarships a little bit?
I mean, I think I would just say that if your session proposal was not selected, it's not because we didn't think there was something quality there. It's because there are so many that we do have to make some hard decisions around what we have space for. And sometimes it's about the balance of what we're offering to the community.
And a lot of times we will collapse presentations of like topics just to try and make space for others. So, don't be offended if we end up doing that.
Again.
Right? It's better, when everybody presents together on topics. So,
Absolutely. So you also get the gift of being in the lead on scholarships, and it's an important part and a highly celebrated part of the annual experience. Give us an update of what's coming this year.
So last year I chaired that committee, and this year I've been asked to do it again. So I will help lead the group through reviewing this very structured process we have for gathering the scholarship applications and selecting and whatnot. It'll be the same as last year in terms of we'll put out an email to all of the community saying, please go reach out to your schools and your guidance counselors and what have you, and have those students submit scholarship applications. The process has been modified to include the theme this year. Like last year, we had a question on inclusion for Include It. This year, that question won't be there this year, obviously, but what we've done is taken a different question and split it out to show more of the impact to reflect the topic of Believe It. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, having been on that committee with you the last couple of years, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I never realized how smart and just talented these students are.
It's humbling every year that we
All the
score the
time.
applications because what they have done in their 18 years, I should hope to do half of in my remaining years.
Well, and because of that, we changed a little bit of how the scholarship recipients are communicated at the meeting. So it used to be like if they were saying thank you, and like that's important too. But we've also asked them, show your project, because when we as the reviewers get to look at all of the projects, we're like, oh, this is so amazing, I want everyone to see it. And so last year we made that adjustment where they gave they did a little clip or a demo of what they've been
Mark was
working on.
Mark was on the committee for that student that had come up with an AI music generator. And unfortunately, when we went to review the project, it didn't work. The subscription had lapsed, obviously. If we had given him a heads up to get it working again, we would have. But you all got to see it in the videos because we had asked him, can you show us this thing? That was super cool. So
it really is a great addition and change to that process. I was watching the audience as they were watching, and it's the same looks we just had on our face a few moments ago, thinking about how much superior level work is included in these applications, and watching the crowd around the room.
Yeah, I mean, it's so
Can you break it down for me like I'm a second grader?
It's so inspiring, and then that we get to, that's part of the importance of our roles, is that we get to help contribute to that. Like, I tear up every time. Like, it's such a gift that we get to know what students are working on and get to support them.
Absolutely.
The last thing different about this application process is we've added a question for students to explain their use of it, just like how they would in a classroom setting, as school districts have adopted their AI use policy or procedure, what have you, for checking student work. We're essentially doing the same on the application. We'll see where this goes.
Specific to the application, helping them complete the application, like the scholarship application, or do you also want to know if they're using vibe coding?
It's both.
Okay, thank you for that.
And so it's clarified kind of in the application.
Wonderful.
That they would indicate.
And if you don't use AI, you just say none.
Right.
It's not. It's just a spot to do what we're doing now, and in this new AI world, we're catching our application up to that. So
I like this approach, and that it sounds like the question is neutral, not saying like, you can't use AI for this, and please verify by putting your initials on this form. It is, tell us how you're using AI.
Exactly.
Okay. Because maybe we can learn from them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Steal like an artist.
and we may need AI to review some of these applications, right? So,
Absolutely. This is important work. Thank you both. Any closing thoughts on scholarships, programs, what you might be thinking about in terms of which football/American team and soccer team that you might want to represent, as you heard Steve talk about the theme?
You were talking about tennis, maybe?
Yeah, then I might have something. Yeah.
We'll get there. We
Yeah.
have time. I'm pretty sure that if you're in the Seattle area and it's not the Sounders, then Alan Meadema will show up at the conference and
No.
take names.
I mean, in all seriousness, I think, with
Or the Ring. Yeah. Or the Thorns.
I think in all seriousness, what would be my ask for our membership is keep an eye out for that email.
Yes.
It's really important that you share that with your school district. It can't just be the board and hoping that we get that message out. We really need everybody to kind of crowdsource and throw that out there as far as possible.
and we try to keep a mix of Washington and Oregon students when we make the selections. We'll take it everywhere we can get it.
I'm wondering about posters for the schools this year. I'm creating an ACPE scholarship poster that can be included in the message out to folks, and they can have their print shop do, 10 or 50, depending on the size of the district, and get a tech when they're out doing work in the buildings to tack it up on the bulletin boards or on the counseling center wall.
We would like the communications committee to take that.
It's noted and on our to-do list.
Hi, Rachel.
This is weird because
I know.
we're sitting next to each other, everybody.
Right.
So we pulled this off.
We
This
did.
is going to be a
I mean,
unique,
we're saying we pulled it off.
interesting podcast episode, and this is number 12.
This is the end of our pilot.
The end of our pilot. So I think tomorrow we have to maybe formally ask the board if it's a thumbs up to continue with season 2.
I mean, I wasn't going to ask. I was just going to do.
Board members are in the room.
It's okay. No, I agree. I don't know how we stopped doing this. This has been so much fun. I've loved every second of it, and I've loved your feedback, everybody who's been listening, all of the information you've given us. Our sponsors have been terrific. And to be quite honest, we've been having some conversations about how we use those sponsorship dollars to help grow the organization and some of the reach that we have with our own membership. So it's been an excellent opportunity to provide some more service to our folks.
Absolutely. And we've had someone with us since the very first episode.
We have.
Yes.
Wait, who was that person?
Who could that be? There's a little place called Siusla in Oregon.
Well, I know it's a forest.
And that too. And perhaps even a river.
Well, I said this person's name correctly. And apparently everybody freaked out because I said his name correctly.
There was a lot of freaking out.
And then I didn't say it correctly the next episode. And just so you know, Chris, that was intentional. I know how to say your name. And we love you. And you're going to be on the podcast with us pretty soon. We're going to get you on here, and we're going to celebrate the great Chris Robotham from Siusla. Wait, did I say that right?
Twice. 2 in a row. Way to close us out on the end of this pilot season. We did it.
I'm excited. It's been so fun.
It's been a treat.
People are sick of hearing me talk about this.
We'll get things figured out. We'll scope out an agenda and a content calendar. Keep working with our sponsors on who wants to sit with us for 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning.
And, I wouldn't say it's tons of people, but there are people approaching me at least saying, I would like to be on the podcast. They're not necessarily board members, but if you would like to be on the podcast as an ACPE member, let us know. Give us a topic. Put it in the Discord server so we can have some analysis around that and let people kind of chew on what that topic may be. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. Agree. And thanks to everyone for being with us as we went from literally episode 1 saying, okay, so we have the software, it's kind of like Zoom, and we're just going to sit and chew the fat.
Yeah. Here's Shelby and Derek.
What did Joe say? Rag chewing on the ham episode, right? We're just going to do some rag chewing.
Yep.
And Shelby and Derek.
Our number ones.
Such great first episode guests. And then every episode between then and now, including Chris Roman from Siusla. Oh my gosh, thank you all.
Yes, thank you.
And we're
unplugging.
Bye.